What's up, YTV gang? It's your dog Switch here.
It's your boy Buddha.
It's your nigga Z.
And today, we're about to react to Do All Men Think the Same by Jubilee. Before we get started, watch the entire video, you feel me? And if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, also hit that bell notification so you know the next time that we upload. And do y'all think all men think the same? I feel like nah. I think nah. I think all men think the same. You feel me? Everybody got their own different mindset, their own different circumstances.
I feel like all men think the same to a certain standpoint. Like certain things, yeah, we on the same page on some shit.
Yeah.
Like, but then other things that kind of just like makes every nigga different now. Cause like not like it'll be something that they probably like he'll go about it a whole different way than the other nigga would. He might struggle a little more on it. He might, you know what I'm saying? This nigga might think of some other shit that be like, you know what? I'm gonna make this bitch easy. Cause, I mean, all different types of shit. But to a certain standpoint, yeah, we on the same page.
I feel like what he said to a certain extent. I think all men think the same, and that's kind of like, but I think it's like on a whole deeper spectrum than what we like really think it is. Like deeper than like it's not just all that's at the surface. Like for example, certain shit you just naturally taught, like from your dad or whatever. Like that's like that's natural. That's what you taught. So that's what you think. So I feel like all men think the same in that kind of perspective and that like extent, because it's like ain't no other way that you know to go about it. Which is why females kind of be like, that's a blessing. I can see you a man do that.
Yeah.
So we do shit that men do because that's what we taught.
Yeah, for real. Without further ado, let's jump into this video.
Tips. You asked for it.
Stick around to the end. We love talking to you guys. Enjoy this episode of Spectrum Men.
I like the way the old school ways work. They did work. We just messed it up.
So that's important to you, to be like the breadwinner?
I'm the caretaker of society.
See?
How you feel?
See?
Being a man, I agree with that. Caretaker.
Oh my God. This is a good question. I like this.
It's just a normal thing to be worried about. Like when you're growing up, like you're like, am I normal? You know, like.
I guess like when I was younger, I was like, whoa, is this normal? Is this not? But like.
How about worry
eventually
about
I
the
was
size
like,
of my
I'm
penis?
fine. I feel like this whole conversation is just like bringing to my awareness how impressionable and like how much of our lives
Well,
and
I
our
have
masculinity
one,
is defined by
so you
when
kinda
we're
like
kids. When
step on
everybody's
which
like,
line,
you gotta have a
like
big
some
dick,
would
you gotta have a
agree,
big dick.
disagree,
And all you
strongly
see is
disagree.
like, only time you see a dick is on porn and it's like
Yeah.
14 inches, then it's like, well, mine doesn't look like that.
Yeah.
Then of course you're gonna like start thinking about it versus I'll actually change my answer.
Same question.
Oh.
Dartboard is joint that.
I changed my mind because what he said was, it made a lot of sense because I remember the first time I saw porno and I saw a black guy's penis, I was like, I'm not like that. As I got older, I perfected my craft. I've never had a problem with women. It has nothing to do with the penis. It's all about, it's not the size of the boat, it's the motion of the ocean. You just love a woman, you embrace each other, and it's just, I've never had a problem with a woman since then.
I think for younger guys, this is the concern that I'm realizing. Is like, maybe if these discussions were more open about size and whatever, and that really over time it all becomes okay and it's fine, maybe that would help a lot.
Imagine the front was like, what?
Retarded. No. No.
That nigga said happily skipped
Bro, he got
over
the
it.
butt. Oh, real.
Nice. like the way the old school ways work. They did work. We just messed it up.
So that's important to you to like take that leadership role? To be,
Tradition.
To be like the breadwinner?
I'm the caretaker of society. I don't even like saying it this way. Once you give the woman the power, then you just demasculated yourself. I want to stick to what's made me happy, and my grandparents, and my parents, and I'm just gonna stick with it because it works. It's not perfect, but it works. Be a man, plain and simple.
I don't know, I think we're just getting in dangerous territory when we start talking about chivalry. At the end of the day, it's like, yo, baby, if you want to pay for this, like, there is no hierarchy here. Like, you want to pay for this, pay for this. Maybe next time I'm like, I just got to check, so I'll pay for it.
Wasn't this the first meal, though?
Like gender equality.
Yeah, the first one.
You only get one chance to make a first impression.
What does it matter if it's a girl or a guy? It's 2019, and your logic shouldn't be, like, no disrespect, like, oh, because my grandpa did it and it worked for him, then it works for me. If she's not gonna date me that second time because I didn't pay for her, I think I dodged a bullet.
Be real, be real.
At first, when I saw it, you know, and talking to my friends, and family, a lot of people in the South, they're like, these women should have spoke up a long time ago. And then I had to like step aside and really process it for myself and be like, you know what? She didn't feel comfortable. And
He
she
doesn't sound at all
wasn't in a
hard, though.
society or a place where it was acceptable for her to say anything about it. So now that they have the platform and the ability, I'm like, that's amazing. Speak your truth.
What do you tell a child who is accused of rape by a woman, has his whole life destroyed, and then people just go,
There's always going to be people that take advantage of it. It's not going to be perfect. We're figuring it out as we go, but I think it's done more good than it's done bad.
I think we get to acknowledge the bad, though. Like, I think,
Yeah,
like,
of course.
that's why I'm doing, like, this thing is, like, for us to say, like, oh, he did that to me, and all of a sudden now we've, like, vindicated, that guy is, like, vilified. Like, there is no chance of, like, him having a say in the conversation.
Trial
we get to
by
have a
mob
conversation
is
every
not
time.
good. Like, this mob mentality is bad. I
Yeah.
agree with that, but I don't think that's exclusive to the Me Too movement.
But we're using it right now to say, oh, that person is bad. Oh, fuck that person. There's no further conversations being happening. If it's a movement to say, yes, okay, this hierarchy we've created of men and women, which is a result of the way men are expected to act, the women are expected to act. Let's have those conversations and everything changes, and I'll be over there all fucking day.
I feel where you come from.
I'm not even real through the whole video.
Yeah.
I told you, bro.
He told a nigga.
Overblown. What
Can you use a different word?
Yeah.
oh, that's the exact right word.
Yeah, I think I just somewhat agree that it's blown out of proportion because I think what happens with social media is a group of people coin a term and now we're all painted by it.
Like, we are not in like a post, I don't know, like rape culture world, you know, like women are being catcalled every day. And so like men are still, I think, seen or experienced as like a predatory presence to women. So like, that's why I just don't think it's like overblown. I think it's new.
If we were good men, there wouldn't be feminists, they wouldn't be attacking us, they wouldn't be hating us. You have a lot of guys who don't want to commit to marriage. You have a lot of guys who catcall. So yes, men have become toxic. And once again, I have to be consistent with all my beliefs and all my morals. I'm very traditional.
I see what you're saying, but the way you're framing it, like this word moral is kind of,
I don't know what that is anymore.
it sounds like you're saying like it's men's job to be like the.
Women are complicated to talk about. Like, for example, like this, had a woman been in there, this would have been completely, everybody would have been on that side. Because some women, like, for example, like, you could have, like, say you got a girl, and it's your girlfriend, have been together for years, and y'all had a successful relationship, you know what she with. And this all started because you catcalled her. Like you said, or that's how you did it. Had it not been you, though, had it been Mike, she probably wouldn't have liked that shit because it's not you. You feel me? Like, so imagine being in a relationship. For us, it's different, but from a woman's perspective, it's like, you say she got a boyfriend, which is you, and she go out downtown and she with a couple friends, or even if she just walk the store by herself, you got niggas all day, every day. Yo, what's up? Yo, what's up, mama? What's up? Nigga, like gas station, they be like, you go to the gas station and everybody is on you. Like, it's like, bro, that shit gets annoying. Like, cause really, you got like, for example, like in her, from her perspective, she has a nigga. She got somebody she in love with, somebody she constantly fucking, somebody she loves, and it's 15 niggas she gotta like duck and dodge every day because these niggas is just trying to fuck. So it's like, you feel me? You don't, like, for example, that's like me asking you the same question 15 times. You're gonna get irritated. And then I imagine me and Mike ask the same 15 questions every fucking day this evening.
So I'm getting that bitch 30 times a day.
So you're gonna be like, you're gonna be irritated. Like, that shit annoying as fuck. So like, in that term, like getting catcalled and shit like that, it's different when it's somebody that you actually want. Like somebody you find attractive and they like you, okay, cool, that's different. But like, it'd be niggas all day, every day. And it's like, bro, you're not no hoe. Like, you ain't saying yes to every nigga that come up. But to have to say the same shit over and over and over and over and over again, all day, every day, it fuck you up. Like, the fuck. So I think that's what they probably talking about. Real life, just like
moral compass of society.
It is.
I think it's everyone's job.
It's everybody's, but men, if men want to coin themselves as the leaders, you have to hold up to the good and the bad.
That's part of the problem, though. Like, that's what I think toxic masculinity, or it's putting too much pressure on yourself. I mean, it's very obvious that we're grappling with, like, the history and the damage of, like, what a world completely run by men does to us. That's why I think we're talking about toxic masculinity.
I am comfortable showing my emotions. 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah.
It's been like harped upon me for years that like showing my emotions were bad. And like me trying not to be gay, I'm like, no, like I don't want to show these emotions because I'm not gay. I can't be gay. Like I'm not supposed to be gay. Like the church tells me, my dad tells me, my mom tells me, everybody's telling me I'm not supposed to be gay. So like just understanding that at 25, now 26, like I'm over here like, okay, like, oh, you're insecure. Okay, that's what that feels like. Oh, you're sad. That's what that feels like. I can now be aware of those things, but to show them to other people right now is like really hard for me.
I do feel like I'm very verbally like about my emotions with my wife, but I wouldn't agree completely because I'm not like that with anyone else. I mean, I just failed a college class and I was crying about it to my wife, but no one else at school saw me cry, you know? I specifically texted my wife, make sure the kids are asleep by the time I come home, because I just knew I was gonna be like, as soon as I stepped through that threshold to my house, I was just gonna let go and I didn't want them to see that. But like the next day I sat down and I had that conversation with them, like, hey, I just wanna let you guys know, you know, your dad didn't pass this class, and they're like, oh, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, of course,
you
know.
just
like,
cry in front of your kids, man. I remember like seeing my dad cry for the first time when his mom died, and I remember like imprinting that in my mind as like, wow, you know, like my dad can be upset, and that was like an important thing to witness.
It's reality, emotion.
Yeah, it's real.
I was raised by two parents that I never ever saw cry. The effect that that had on me was by the time one of them passed away very suddenly, I didn't really seem to be affected at all. So I've actually had to do a lot of therapy on that. This thing about masculinity not being able to show your emotions is very bad. It puts us backwards in society, and we need to be thinking about how to tap into our emotions in a healthy way together.
Thank you for standing in your truth, brother.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. Great job, man.
You too. Nice hearing from you.
All right, I gotta be honest. I'm actually the one who's.
my conversation is longer now.
But I sent the video, y'all. Hope y'all enjoy it. I thought it was a smooth video. We touched on like a lot of topics that like people are talking about around this time. So yeah.
Like, especially like talking about like the social media part, like recently what basically like what people be posting now, you know what I'm saying, with these men and women, you know what I'm saying, just a lot of that shit and people saying how they supposed to act and what they supposed to act like, but it's all crazy. The video for sure expressed that like that. I like it.
Yeah, it kind of like what Tyler said, like everything kind of like, they touched on everything that you don't talk about with your friends. Like that's not something that you like. We sit in the car and we smoking and we talk about like, hey bro, how you feel about toxic masculinity? Like you don't say nothing like that with your friends. It's not something that you discuss. Like a lot of people don't even read books on it. A lot of people just know like you said what social media is, and social media say like, oh you can't. Like social media is so much about like judgmental about like how people should be, like telling you how you should be or how you should think. That like growing up when you on your phone and you like from middle school all the way up to now is like a lot of well, our generation, a lot of what you know is what social media is. So you develop a mindset like not based on what you was taught no more, based on what social media says is okay and isn't. So it's like
basically we living our life off of other people's opinions.
Exactly. So somebody, that's pretty much what it is. I could say that, bro, you're not supposed to hold the door open for your girl. What you talking about? And then all that shit blow up on social media, and everybody is like,
everybody on his ass.
You feel me?
Nigga, you supposed to.
You supposed to. But like, then you got these people that saying, shit, I don't hold the door for my girl, I hold the door for my girl. Like you feel me? It's like somehow we equal. So you got people talking about how like this gender equality and this and that. And
you got people saying you supposed to.
Yeah, like nah, bro, this like
because of all them saying
exactly
as a group.
This how it's taught. Like, this how you supposed to do it. So you do that because you're supposed to, rather, or you make a decision to
be equal.
You feel me?
Equality. What everybody fight for. You know what I'm saying? For real, and that's crazy.
It is crazy.
So.
If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget hit that like button, dog. Hit the bell notification so you know the next time that we upload.
And get them comments, man.
And also watch our previous reactions that we did before. You know what I'm saying? We'll catch y'all next time, next video. WhyTv signing out.